There are major spoilers ahead. I repeat, there are major spoilers ahead. So, spoiler alert. Hello everyone and welcome again to Comimatic. Now this video is basically my first thoughts on Superman and Lois show episodes 1 and 2. Now Superman and Lois is supposed to have 17 episodes and I will make an entirely separate video on the show in general after all the episodes are aired, and that video will be my official review. But I am doing this one simply because, well, being a huge Superman fan, I just have to talk about a few things. So be sure to watch the video till the end and let's begin. Now before I go into anything technical, I want to talk a bit about Superman the character. Now Superman is perhaps one of the most interesting fictional characters ever created. He is so much more human than you might think, and yet he embodies an archetype. His story is a journey of a young guy being told that he is the last being of a perfect world, which does not exist anymore. And in this new imperfect world, which is now his home, where people are ruled by greed, jealousy, ambition, etc., it is his job to provide a better example and to lead, not rule, but lead and inspire people of this imperfect earth to become what he embodies. He is the goal of all humanity, the ideal for us humans to strive towards. This has been very well put in my favorite Superman movie, Man of Steel.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will race behind you. They will stumble. They will fall. But in time, they will join you when the sun comes. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
Because the ultimate future of DC is DC 1 million, where we see us humans evolve as a race of super beings that have conquered every single problem, every existential threat, and the ideal, the goal of being like Superman is now the reality of life. Even the original Superman who started it all still exists among the humans of that time as an all-powerful deity and a proud leader. Then called Superman Prime, he would recreate his old homeworld, the long-lost Krypton, and all its inhabitants as they were before it was destroyed, including Jor-El, his biological father. And this is how the story of Superman comes to a full circle. The last son of a dying world was sent away to save his life, and eons later the same son, now grown into a cosmic god, saves his world from dying in the first place. And as he welcomes a baffled Jor-El into this new world where his ideal, his wonder is the reality, the son becomes the father, and the father becomes the son, which, by the way, is a very old Kryptonian saying. Now, this is one way how his story may play out, but there is definitely another way which makes even more sense in today's world. Superman is a god for all intents and purposes, but unlike a real god, Clark is also a human being, at least psychologically. Think about it, his first nature is human, since he was brought up as a human. He may have the biology of a highly advanced species, but his mentality, his thoughts, his intuition, everything is human, and that is dangerous. Right from the beginning, he was taught moral values, the importance of being good and being virtuous. But he was also told to try to hide his true self, to try to blend in because his parents were afraid of what this world might think of such a being existing among them. Now, this is how he learned of fear, the fear of being an outcast. He learned of frustration by not being allowed to do what he is able to do and listening to people doubting and debating and questioning about what he is and what he stands for. He learned of anger at the people who are criminalistic by choice and learned that humans will drive themselves to extinction if he leaves them, since he can hear them cry out for help from everywhere at all times. Now, this is enough to turn someone mad. He is essentially doing everything he can to help us, but none of that is producing any permanent effect, and we keep making the same mistakes again and again, and in return of his help, we judge him, we question his allegiance. We ask stuff like which country or which military does he work for? But Superman, being Superman, keeps going on with his thankless service. But he is not a saint. He is bound to feel all of these negative emotions to some extent at some point. Which brings us to his coping mechanism, Lois Lane. You see, to withstand all of this, he kind of made Lois his focus, his anchor to this world, his reason to not just fly away from us and leave us to our fate. But what happens when you take that anchor away? Well, that is exactly what the Injustice saga is all about. A Superman who has had enough, who has encountered a loss greater than any man should have to. The Joker literally made him kill his wife and unborn child and also blew up his entire city. And with that, the incorruptible Superman breaks. Now, to know what happens next, be sure to read Injustice. It's awesome. Now, I am telling all of this just to give you an example of how complex a character Superman is. He is just an average guy who is more like you and me than you can imagine. He is more human than even Batman. And he gets tired, not physically but mentally. And he makes mistakes. And that is what is so amazingly great about Superman and Lois. Now, this show shows exactly how human Superman is. He tries his best to help everyone by being Superman, but also he is a family man with a wife and 2 kids. And the best part is that he is trying his best to be the perfect Superman and at the same time the perfect Clark Kent. And he sometimes fails in one or the other, and that makes him all the more relatable. Now let's focus a bit on the technical side. The cinematography, the storytelling, and the direction of this show is so good. It's amazing. In fact, the showrunner Todd Helbing is a huge Man of Steel fan, from which he has taken all the right lessons. Now, about the format of this show, the age of long-running TV shows with, 25 episodes or more, and with each episode about 40 or 50 minutes long, that's gone. Now, this is the time for short series with no more than 15 episodes with high budget, strong writing, solid direction, tight story, and high quality. You take one look at the shows like Stargirl or Pennyworth or Swamp Thing or even Doom Patrol and you will get what I'm saying. If you start with the pilot or the first episode, just within the first few minutes, it kind of tells you that playtime is over. It was checking off every single point, like it's taking the best things from the best things. In the introduction montage, any comic fan will immediately recognize the scenes based on Superman for All Seasons, which is still one of the best Superman graphic novels I have ever read. In the 1940s, Max Fleischer was a pioneer in animation, and he might just have created some of the most iconic cartoon characters in the world, including Popeye. He also made a Superman animated series, which was his first appearance on screen. And in that series, he kind of gave Superman a somewhat better version of his comic suit, which they have actually shown in live action here. Now, even if it was for just one scene, it was amazing. The Fleischer suit is like the first suit that Superman wears in this show. Then there are great Easter eggs to Action Comics number 1, The Golden Age itself, Project 7734, and of course to the historic Superman animated series made by Max Fleischer in the 40s. And with about 20 years of being Superman, we get to see his modern suit, which is the suit that he wears for the rest of the episode, and it looks so cool. It's basically the New 52 version. The tone of the modern day version is definitely based on the grounded interpretation shown in Man of Steel. And not just tone, the use of colors, the cinematography, the slow motion, and all these, show great inspiration from Zack Snyder, which is a huge plus in my book. This also goes for the second episode. Now, this show deals with an alternate reality as well, and this alternate Earth is from where Captain Luthor comes from, and in here, Kal-El, or Superman, is evil. Now, we don't know what made this happen. Maybe in this Earth, Superman becomes a conqueror after he realized that he is far superior to the humans living here and he should rightfully be the absolute ruler. Or maybe this is an injustice situation where Superman breaks because his very anchor to this world was taken away from him. But whatever happened turned him into an absolute threat that destroyed Captain Luthor's world in this reality. And that makes the motivation of the antagonist even more powerful. But the thing is, I don't know if I should call Luthor an antagonist. He is not a villain, he is just trying his best to get rid of Superman in this Earth any way he can because he doesn't trust him and he is essentially afraid of what he is and what he can do for some very valid reasons. Now, since this is not a review per se, I don't want to give a score, but I can tell you one thing for sure. If these 2 episodes are any indication of what's coming up, then this show might just be one of the very best series ever made in this genre. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then be sure to hit like and share, and do subscribe to the channel for more content heading your way. Thanks for watching.